All right. Good evening, Will Rice. There we go. I'm Isaac Goforth. I'm a junior, a chemistry major, and I'm that guy from the hood. And I'm here asking for your vote to be the next Chief Justice of Will Rice College. Now, you might be curious why I've chosen to run for the position, and in fact, our very own Michael Devine recently asked me about that. So here's an improved version of what I told him when he asked me. So back in my freshman year, I was on security duty for the Will Rice Public, and so there I was standing in the doorway of 3rd New with no pants, trying to look tough and like I knew what I was doing. And after having that experience, since then I really felt a strong sense of responsibility to take care of the college and keep our people safe and out of trouble. And I hope to do that as the Chief Justice. Now, here's a few specific issues that I plan to address during the upcoming term. One of them is that H&D has been enforcing a lot of fines lately that maybe they were a little more relaxed with in the past, and some of you are pretty disgruntled over that. So going forward, I hope to increase the transparency between us and H&D, SJP, and other administration, so that we can have smoother cooperation with them in the future, and we know why they do what they do, and they know why we might be reacting as we do. And also, I'm going to see what I can do to get H&D to let us use door stocks when we're moving out at the end of the semester, because that's also very much a matter of safety. I know how much of a hassle that can be. I've been through it a few times. Now, next thing, I would not be a legit candidate for Chief Justice if I didn't talk about noise complaints at some point. So here we go. Now, of course, if a complaint comes my way, I will handle it the way it's supposed to be handled. But I also know that it doesn't really feel that good to be the one who reports the complaint. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice if you never needed to report noise because it just never happened in the first place? And so I have a potential unconventional solution for that. I think it would be great to help everybody get to know their neighbors. And I'm going to enlist the help of anyone who's on board with the plan to make that happen. But really, even if you don't know them well, even if you just know your neighbors by name and by face, that kind of familiarity is very conducive to people being more considerate. And I think if we do that in the near future, that'll drop the collective stress level of the college and raise our collective happiness. And so if you think that sounds like a good plan, just look at the person on your left and the person on your right, and if you know their name, that's great. If you don't, introduce yourselves. And that's the first step of the plan, really. Now, last thing, if any of you have any questions about the alcohol policy, the Code of Student Conduct, Title IX, or any of those other documents that make you cringe when you hear their names, if you have any questions for me about any of that, I don't plan on asking you why you're asking me. I think that might discourage people from clearing those kind of misunderstandings up in the first place. And I'm not an idealist about this kind of stuff. I'm a realist. I know that people will do what people do, and it's best if better for them to have the information than not. So that's going to be my approach to answering questions about documents of that kind. And if you think that's a good plan, then give me a wink. All right, now, with that, I am ready to take any questions that you might have for me right now.
Are there any questions from the audience?
Joel has a question.
Yes, Joel. Here we go.
So I know you have a reputation of being like a jokester, like this laid-back guy that punches people in the face and makes jokes during associate night. So like the role of CJ requires people to have this mutual respect between the CJ and the person the CJ. Like if you get a noise complaint or aggressive people that you have to deal with, how will you command that level of respect? Or like how will you make them take you seriously to like de-escalate that scenario or like make them listen to you?
Well, first of all, let it be known that the pies I've been delivering is a part of a fundraiser for Beer Bite. So even when I'm being goofy like that, I'm still doing it for the college. Now as to the main part of Joel's question, I think the key to doing the job of the Chief Justice effectively is to have all the members of the college understand that I'm doing what I do because I care about them. I'm concerned for their safety and well-being, and that I will do what I need to do to accomplish that objective. And so really, it's about you know why I'm doing what I do, and that you know that I'm looking out for all of you all the time.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Hey, Isaac.
Hey, Michael.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Pulling up the questions. So, as a CJ, you are tasked with being a student liaison between SJP, risk management, and the Dean of Undergrads. How do you plan on keeping student interests at Will Rice in balance with your obligations to SJP?
Yeah. Well, first of all, some of these administrators a bit from just conversations that I've had with them. So I've reached some level of understanding with them, and they know that they know that my main intention is the safety and well-being of all involved, and that they know I'm looking out for my people, and that it's good for everyone involved in any situation to be reasonable. That we all need to be on the same page of what's going on here, and that we don't want to go overboard with anything, but we don't want to neglect to give a particular issue its due attention either. It's really about being reasonable in all of these cases.
Thank you, Isaac.
Go forth and vote, everyone.